Наприкінці року ми
Dear colleagues, good afternoon. At the end of the year, we continue to talk about the education. And today we will be covering the topic the government doesn't hear the students' appeal and continues ruining Boichuk Kyiv State Institute of Applied Arts and Design. We are giving the floor to the speakers from this institute. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Yulia Lobodchenko. I am a student and chairman of Boichuk Kyiv State Institute of Applied Arts and Design Students' Council. Boichuk Kyiv State Institute was established on October 12th, 1992 by the Resolution 1882 based on the Vocational School of Applied Arts and Design, which was registered at the address of 22 Kikvidze Street, Kiev. In 1936 and 38, it was in Pechersк Lavra. It was situated there, and it worked also with the Ukrainian Museum of Arts. In 1938, it was renamed and to the Vocational School of Applied Arts. Thousands of students graduated from this institute, and when they were trained in arts and applied arts. We also have counterparts in Lviv, and we are the only institution preparing this kind of professionals. Thank you. Good afternoon. My name is Yevheniy Bratchyk. I'm a chairman of Boichuk Kyiv State Institute Students Trade Union Freedom. I don't understand why the government is ruining Boichuk Kyiv State Institute of Applied Arts. What initiatives are required? The Ministry of Education does not suppose association of institutes with other educational institutions. Our Kyiv State Institute of Applied Arts and Design has turned into a highly developed institution, and our graduates are highly qualified experts which are in demand on the manpower market in Ukraine. But now we are experiencing the harassments, and we believe that all reforms in Ukraine should promote development of the country but not ruin it. Now we can see the seizure of the management of the institute. We got the information from mass media that oligarchs have established a bionic university in the area of Kiev Mogila Academy. The land was received to found the building. It also was received in a legal manner. The consultant to Minister Kyiv. He helped to get this land plot. We can see here Kyiv etnosvit. At Kikvidze Street, Pechersky Lipki complex is situated, and we have facts which we got to know in the process of ruining our institute. On September 7, the acting rector Rinat Salimov was fired, and the order was issued to hire Oksana. The new articles of the institute were adopted.
And there's no perspectives for our university, and it didn't provide any proof that they will do this. So today, new statute is not adopted, and this is the evidence that they do nothing and sabotage current legislation. On the 6th of October, we got a letter from the Department of the Ministry of Education, and with the recommendations during the month to take our registration for and the accreditation is active until 17th of October, and they should be returned. And now the educational process is on the way. There are many students that live in the hostel, and the rector, Mr. Agnedyuk, who founded this institute, and also the council. Agnedyuk addressed Kyiv to work on the issue, to provide the rights, the documents. Agnedyuk decided this, and he violates the legislative documents because this decision can be taken only by the Cabinet of Ministers, and this should be correlated with the institution. And they addressed Mr. Klitschko in order to give the and this territorial they want to the council addressed the ministry as to transfer of property for to the University of Grinchенka, and to provide this property. And where should these people go who are now in the buildings of the university? The Permanent Commission on Education and Innovation Policy, and they speak with Agnedyuk in McDonald's without presence of Boichuk. And Agnedyuk informed about the decision for for taking by the city of taking of our university and only small only very narrow circle of people know about it, and they don't want to discuss it, and they violate law and of our country and our and regulations of our university, and they do not discuss these issues with the students. They are not even informed on this. And our institution, our buildings, they belong to state, and the state provided us with this property for permanent use. And Shulga addressed to Vitaly Klitschko, he wanted that he addressed this issue in order to provide hostels to the students, especially those students who are from occupied territories. And also to plan funds for the support of these buildings in 2016. And it's not understandable how Shulga planned to support the institution from local budget. Financing of Boichuk Institute is carried out from the centralized state budget. And they are speaking about advantages about Grinchenko University, and no one speaks about the advantages to Boichuk Institute. And they said that everything is done for Boichuk University, but the documents show opposite things. And all the process of decision-making was carried out in 2 days in the city council, and they pushed through this decision of before local elections. And Boichuk Institute, they form new scientific council, and also there was a meeting of the scientific council, and they took the decision to the decision was illegitimate. They can't make these decisions because new statute is not signed, and voting took place. Results 16-4 from 29 who were present. Paltris Guida used his official responsibilities and changed this number from 16 to 18. We have copies of these documents. On the 3rd of October, the letter to the ministry with the project that should be reviewed by the Cabinet of Ministers. Also, letters are provided from the rector of Grinchenko University to verify information on the budget of the university, and in order to they started the process of association attachment of this university. But this decision, Students' Union of Boichuk University addressed the ministry, the Cabinet of Ministers, and the answer is, they answered that the Cabinet of Ministers didn't get this letter, and there's no registration of this letter at our institution. And there was a letter that because Institute of Boichuk will be associated with the University of Grinchenko, they should discuss this issue in the course of reorganization. And a working group comes to the University of Boichuk, and they verify the institution, and this is like they tried to there are too many verifications of Boichuk Institute. And according to the law of Ukraine on a state property transfer, we want to say that the limitations on this, they concern only real estate, but not land. And also, according to Article 40, they can get the rights for land that would be alienated, and the materials are registered in the single registration of pretrial cases, and this is the cynicism of the situation, as this says, that Ognidyuk, he had problems with accreditation, and he had difficulties, and only some specialities got licenses. And accreditation was postponed for 2 years. And these faults were lifted, and the institution was accredited and awarded a 4th level of accreditation. The Institute of Boichuk has the possibility to solve these issues, and we hope that we will be heard and we will be provided with the opportunity to develop. So you say that they made some shady transactions, non-transparent transactions. Do you have documents? Do you have facts to prove your words? Because if you don't have it, you will be responsible before the trial, before the court. These are not standards of our center. Do you have proofs that there are documents? Sorry, but you're a person who made this claim. Are you ready to prove it with documents? We take information from mass media. I address to speakers. I said that we have rules of briefing in our center. If your data is not verified, it means that everything you say from this podium can be questioned, so we can continue briefing, but you should prove your words. Thank you. Now our institution is at the brink of disappearance, and this is the consequence of reforms taken by the ministries. They want to associate us with Grinchenko University, that is pedagogical institution, no matter how it can look like classic. But we don't have any similar to them. Only maybe graphic design, but level is absolutely different. We are not teachers of art. We enter Boichuk University to be architects, to practice our work. So our students who entered this university, Lopukhin sisters, they founded a movement of architecture, and also we have people who worked in NASA, and also Reynal Maskivskinder from our university. He entered to the Institute of Design, and now he works in McLaren company, and he is named in one of the latest editions of Forbes as one of the leading specialists from Ukraine. And also from this Institute of Design, Eli Rosenberg came, and he carried out negotiations, and also the situation is not understandable, because this memorandum can be done only with the entity that has a fourth level of accreditation. But despite difficult situation, the professor assessed the level of our institution and is very interested in cooperation. And the process of taking decision was not transparent, because there was such a statement that there's no discussions. They didn't speak with the personnel or students of this institution, and sometimes it looks that the ministry does not know for whom it works, for students who are key, and they are not interested in the process, and they should support the institution and support its independence, but the ministry continues to destroy our institution and say that we have problems with accreditation. But also the government, we went to the presidential administration and to city council and the cabinet of ministers. We held meetings there, and we sent letters to them, but we hadn't got any answer from power. And there were open letters from students, from teachers, from civil society activists, Marchuk, Nina Matviyenko, Alinik, Leonid Kuchma, and others. There were letters from Union of Designers, but no reaction from those who we addressed. And our case is not the only one. You know, the difficult situation, and now the same situation in Finance Institute and International Trade. And the minister said that everything will be good, but he signed the document on reorganization of the institution, and students try to address the ministry. We fight with the means of law, but we will hold meetings, and we will you see that the actions of the ministry and other power bodies lead to destruction of our culture. We should promote our culture and not destroy it, and we should support institutions. And you remember that Boichuk and his students were killed, but now the methods are more civilized, but still they are very treacherous. And you should not bring people to the limit, because we would take real action against them. Iryna Mischenko, professor of the Institute. Good afternoon, dear ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your attention to our institution. Thank you for your interest in the problems of education and culture in Ukraine, and we hope that this support will help us not only to support our institution, but also to make some changes in the sphere. And maybe will help other institutions and save them from these illegal actions. I cite Alfred Rosenberg, who said that it's enough to destroy monuments, and then the nation will be ruined. They want to deprive our students from creating such crafts, such artifacts. So we can move to the times then, starting from Andrei Uzviz. We would not see the crafts of our Ukrainian artists, but something from China. So now the situation is really acute. And the external force is active, but also there's no cooperation between students, union, and the administration of the institution. And now it's very difficult to blame it on the students. They try to do everything to establish such a cooperation. And in 2003, the institution was saved by the unity among students and teachers. And in 2009, the rector was removed from the position of his position, now, if there's cooperation, we could support our institution and save it. And we shouldn't imitate the activity that is now on the way. And now the semester is lost, several months during which we could change the situation in the institution, during which we could start realization of different program of its development, absolutely different strategy of the institution's development. And despite professional achievements of our teachers and students, of course, the methodology should be changed. All Ukrainian education should be changed, and art education should change as well. It should be more mobile, but traditional schools should remain. It should be somehow transformed by professional artists.
We are ready to do this, but only in the arts institution, not that of teachers training. We are going to do this alone with the arts institution, which corresponds to our institution by its curriculum. You heard today, Yevheniy Bratchyk said we have only 3 higher educational institutions in Ukraine who train students in applied arts. It is too big loss to lose one of the 3 available applied arts institutions in Ukraine. Unfortunately, our students in Grinchenko University can't receive such high standards of education. Because when we visited the institute, when our professors visited Grinchenko Higher Educational Institution, they saw that the standards are not enough high in it. At the same time, the professional level of our professors and associate professors, including many artists known all over the world, they are prizes of various competitions and prize winners of Shevchenko Prize, national prize. So the scientific research and academic potential of our manpower of our institute is very high. So we could further develop in a normal, positive manner, just taking into account specifics of the artistic activities of the institute. Artists, they have not been previously trained in some special aspects in other institutions. For example, academic departments of our institute has no problem with ensuring special staff. If we had experienced such problems in the past, we have already mended this shortcoming. These days, we should improve the experts' quality, because this was the main shortcoming which we were blamed when the attestation was in process and in the findings of the attestation commission. Upon the we have such results in annual exhibitions. You can see that we had achievements when we displayed our works. Our students study in master programs in Poland, Norway after graduation of our institution, and they start to their activities in the labor market of Ukraine while being students. Excuse me, but we are short of time. Our briefing time is over. So unfortunately, we have no time left for your communication with the audience. Your question is very important, and there are questions to you. So we offer you to have questions and answers round of briefing in a lounge area of our center. Thank you very much for your attention.